This is what Midnight Cooking Diaries is all about. It's about quick, simple ingredients, making simple dishes. So you can do them at home at any time. Let's make this dish. Let's make it happen, and let's start. Welcome to episode 4 of Midnight Cooking Diaries with Edo Baldi, that's me. And we are in Edo, Beverly Hills. When I was little, my grandpa, who was a lover of the ocean, used to take a boat and he used to bring me with him. And we used to go to Porto Venere, where they grow mussels. And it's kind of bad, but we used to steal the mussels from the poles where they grew the mussels, take them out into the sea, far away from the land, and we used to eat them raw with my dad and my grandpa, and just with a little bit of lemon and salt. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to make them raw, but we're going to cook them and kind of duplicate what I used to eat when I was in Italy. We're going to make a very simple recipe. We've done a little hors d'oeuvre in our past episode. We've done a pasta. We've done a plate with some meat in it, which was a beef taco. Now we're going to do a nice simple appetizer that brings me back also to my childhood. But before I do that, let me explain. We have some mussels and clams, locally grown, and very important before I go into doing this recipe is you have to make sure to use fresh mussels and clams. And how do you know if you are? You know by touching them, smelling them, and looking at them. So I know that this is a fresh mussel because it's open right now, but as soon as I squeeze it, it will close on me. And the clams need to be closed at all times. That's how you know that they're still alive. Okay? Wash them, very importantly, in cold water. And one thing that you have to do with mussels is you have to take this, what we call barbetta. And I don't know how you call it in English, but it's a little bit of a beard that comes out of the mussel. And all you do is just yank on it and take it away. A very funny story is I used to make mussels for Edo all the time and for Ibaldi, and I used to get complaints. There's hair in my mussels. There's hairs in my mussels, but it was really barbetta. All right. So we're here at Santa Monica Seafood. We're gonna make a mussels and clams.
Okay.
And by the way, this is my favorite store. I've been doing business with the Chiliano families for many, many years. But I have a very, very important question to ask you.
Okay.
And do you have a lot of weight? Do you have a lot of pull here at the store? Do you make a lot of decisions?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so how do we make my picture on the wall bigger? You know, because it's too small right now. I need it like a big size. I've been asking Anthony for many years, but he won't change it for me.
He will get you.
Really?
He will get to the point you're gonna have the best picture in there.
Okay. Yeah, because right now I'm not really satisfied with what you have. Okay. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Anyways, you're an expert of seafood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
The store is the #1 seafood restaurant. Restaurant and store in Los Angeles. The best quality. That's why I've been using it for many years. What do you recommend for mussels and for clams to do this dish that I'm doing? It's a very simple dish, just sauteed mussels and clams.
Usually we carry the little neck clams and the mussels. People love it because they're already pre-clean. People just come in pretty much ready to go. What you do is, when you order the mussels and the clams, you just pick on it and what we do is the ones that are open or we look to the quality and we pick it up for you to make sure you get the best quality.
Perfect.
When you're cooking the dish.
So I was looking for cockles and some nice, big, meaty mussels. Do you have that available today for me?
Yes, we do have it.
Okay. Now, just another question. I love the family, but do you know Vince?
Yeah, I know.
Uncle Vince?
Yeah, I know.
He's a troublemaker, right, of the family?
Yes.
What can we do to tame him a little bit?
I think
He's always in trouble. Always creating problems coming when he comes to the restaurant.
But no, he's fine.
Okay.
He's been good now.
Anyways, I play around all the time. I think it's a wonderful family that you work for. It's great tradition, and it reminds me a lot of my family, like generation after generation. My dad was in the restaurant business, and so I followed in his footsteps, and I'm just very blessed to have this store and to provide me with the seafood that it does. And thank you very much for having me here. I appreciate it. if I can buy the mussels and clams
Sure.
and get rolling, we're gonna make this wonderful dish.
And I want you to enjoy and have fun with.
Will you come and eat it with me sometime?
Sure, right
okay.
now.
Yeah, you come to visit me at the
My
restaurant?
pleasure, yeah.
Okay. And
Thank you.
we'll invite Crazy Vince, and we'll invite Anthony too. Yeah.
Oh, well.
And we'll have a nice party. You know they like to drink a lot of wine. You know this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're true Italians. But
Yeah.
thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you for your time.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Perfect. Yes, please. Yes, because I gotta drive all the way to the restaurant. We gotta make sure it's nicely wrapped.
We're just gonna put it in the box.
Yeah, let's do that. Perfect. I'm just very excited that we got fresh clams and mussels to make this wonderful dish that brings me always back to my childhood. And we got the boss over here helping us, so that's a special treat also. We got special attention over here. Marco, thank you very much. I appreciate all your help. I see you next time, okay? Thank you very much. We're gonna saute them with a little bit of olive oil, garlic, parsley, some tomato. This is what Midnight Cooking Diaries is all about. It's about quick, simple ingredients, making simple dishes. So you can do them at home at any time, during the day or at night. So what we're gonna do is put some olive oil in our saute pan and turn on the induction. So we have oil warming up. We're gonna take a clove of garlic and slice it in half. And just use half of it because you only need to pick up the flavor of the garlic. That's all you need to do. We're gonna take some Italian parsley and we're gonna chop it. And while I'm doing this, I have to make sure I watch the pan that the oil doesn't burn, because if it does, we're in trouble. And the way you know if the oil is burning is if it gets lighter and lighter in color to the point where it's almost clear. That means that the oil has gone bad. So for this dish, I don't want to chop too finely the parsley. I just want it kind of coarse. We're going to put this in here. And as you can hear, it's already sizzling. A little bit more. And we're gonna add a little bit of chili flakes. This dish has to have some spice to it. So I just added a little bit of extra virgin olive oil again. And we're gonna dump in the mussels. Now I see one that has a little bit of barbetta again. So we're gonna take that out. And as you can see, they're just sauteing in here with the olive oil and the parsley and the garlic. We're gonna add some salt and pepper. And now we're gonna wet it with some white wine. And what this is gonna do is create steam, let the clams cook. And as you can see, they're now opening up. The mussels are opening up, which means that they're cooking. And I feel very bad for the mussels because they were alive, but no longer is that the case. We're gonna take a tomato, just a little bit, and we're also gonna chop it up coarsely. The same that we did with the parsley. And this is gonna give it a little bit of a color and texture and added taste to it. So we're gonna put that in here. We're gonna mix it. And we're gonna cover it up. And what that's gonna do is create steam in there and heat. And it's gonna make the mussels and the clams cook very quickly. At the same time, the mussels and clams have juice in them. It's gonna release that juice, give it a sea flavor with a little bit of saltiness to it, and complete the dish. So we wait a few minutes and we're ready to plate this dish. That's how quick and fast it is. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna toast my bread. And all I'm gonna do is put my bread on this Breville grill. And it'll be ready in just a few minutes. By the time our mussels are ready, our bread is gonna be ready. And as you can see, this is steaming up really nicely. I actually think it's probably ready. That literally took 1 minute. Very hot, so be careful. And as you can see, look at all that juice that came out of the mussels and the clams. I gotta smell this. Oh wow. I eat them like this. That's how we ate them in Italy, like this. But you throw in some pasta and you have linguine with clams and mussels. I mean, can it be any better than this and simple? We're gonna plate it. The tomato has given the sauce a light pinkish color. I'm gonna keep the garlic in there for garlic lovers. And look at this beautiful dish. What we've created in less than 2 minutes. And if you had a date, I think you get lucky. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's make the bread part of this dish. Here we go. Voila. Some toasted bread that you dip in the sauce. Actually, I'm gonna do some dipping right now. Let's see how good it is, this sauce. Delicious. Let's try a mussel. Soft to the taste. It's a little spicy. Very hot. Very flavorful. You can taste the sea, and it's not overcooked. It's not chewy because we let it cook for only a few minutes. As soon as the mussels and clams open, you know that your dish is ready. Buon appetito. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you next time on episode 5. Come and cook with me again. Grazie. Arrivederci. Oh, don't tell me I have gray hair.
No, it was like a piece of food.
That's what I pride on, being 43 and no gray hair. Yeah. That's the only thing I pride on.
That's gonna be my.
Where?
In your beard.
Yeah, that's not hair. That's what is that called? Beard hair. That's beard. That's not hair.